Hey, my dear coin collectors and treasure hunters. Imagine holding a simple penny in your hand and knowing that it could be worth a staggering $150 million. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1981 D. Lincoln penny, exploring its incredible history, its potential worth, and what makes this coin so valuable in today's market. Spoiler alert, it's not just any penny we're talking about. There are some unique factors and secrets that have driven the value of this coin through the roof. Buckle up as we explore why this humble coin could make you a millionaire. To really understand the value and significance of the 1981 D. Lincoln penny, we need to first take a journey through the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This coin was a monumental change in U.S. coinage, as it was the first time a real historical figure, rather than an allegorical figure like Lady Liberty, appeared on U.S. currency. The first pennies featured wheat stalks on the reverse side, giving them the nickname wheat pennies. In 1959, to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln Memorial replaced the wheat design on the reverse. It was this design that continued for decades, including on the 1981 D penny that we're talking about today. The Lincoln penny has gone through design changes, but it has remained one of the most widely produced coins in U.S. history. Now, the 1981 D. Lincoln penny is part of this rich tradition, and while it may look like just another coin in circulation, there are several factors that make it highly valuable and sought after today. So, what makes 1981 such a significant year in the world of U.S. pennies? Well, it was one of the last years that pennies were primarily made of 95% copper. Starting in 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a composition that was mostly zinc with just a thin copper coating. This switch was driven by rising copper prices, which made it too expensive to continue producing pennies with such a high copper content. But in 1981, pennies were still being struck from nearly pure copper, giving them a bit of a nostalgic and collectible quality in the eyes of coin enthusiasts. The 1981 D penny, minted at the Denver Mint, is one of the last of its kind in this copper era. While the copper itself adds some intrinsic value to the coin, that's only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to why some of these coins have skyrocketed in value. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1981 D. Lincoln penny. On the obverse front side, we have the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. Above Lincoln's head, you'll see the phrase "In God We Trust," which has been a feature on U.S. coins for decades. To the left of Lincoln's portrait is the word liberty, symbolizing the values that Lincoln fought for during the Civil War. Beneath the portrait, you'll find the date 1981 with the D mint mark just below, indicating that this penny was minted in Denver. On the reverse side, we have the Lincoln Memorial, which was added in 1959 to honor Lincoln's legacy. Surrounding the memorial, you'll see the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one." These elements are pretty standard for Lincoln pennies, but what makes the 1981 D penny different from the millions of others? Well, that's what we'll explore next. Alright, here's the big question: how can a penny from 1981 be worth a whopping $150 million? It seems impossible, right? Well, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the value of coins is often driven by several key factors. Let's break down why the 1981 D. Lincoln penny can be so incredibly valuable. 1. Condition. Mint state pennies are the key. The first factor is condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state 70 ms 70 being the absolute highest grade a coin can achieve. This means the coin is in perfect, uncirculated condition with no signs of wear, damage, or blemishes. Only a tiny fraction of 1981 D pennies exist in this grade, and they're extremely rare. If you've got a mint state 1981 D penny, especially one graded MS 67 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, you're sitting on a valuable coin. But an MS 70 grade would be a unicorn, virtually unattainable, and collectors would pay a fortune for it. 2. Rarity. Special mint errors. Another factor driving the value of certain 1981 D pennies is rarity. This can come from coins that were minted with errors. Mint errors are mistakes that occur during the coin's production process, and they make these coins unique. Some examples include doubled dies, where part of the design is struck twice, and off-center strikes where the image on the coin isn't properly aligned. These error pennies are incredibly rare and can fetch tens of thousands, or even millions at auction. 3. Market demand. Collectors are willing to pay big bucks. Finally, the value of rare coins is determined by demand. Lincoln pennies are among the most collected coins in the world, and serious collectors are always looking to complete their sets with high-grade, rare coins. When a coin is as rare as a high-grade or error 1981 D penny, its value skyrockets. Collectors and investors alike are willing to pay astronomical sums for a chance to own one of these unique pieces of history. Now let's talk about how the market value of pennies like the 1981 D. Lincoln penny reached the mind-blowing figure of $150 million. Over the last few decades, the demand for rare coins, especially Lincoln pennies, has grown exponentially. As more collectors enter the market, the prices for top-grade coins and era pennies have surged. In major coin auctions, we've seen Lincoln pennies sell for millions of dollars. For example, in 2010, a 1943 bronze Lincoln penny sold for nearly $1.70. Dear coin collectors and treasure hunters, have you ever looked at a penny and thought, could this tiny common coin actually be worth millions? Well, today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1977 D. Lincoln penny, a coin that just might blow your mind. You may have one of these pennies sitting in a drawer or lying on the street. And believe it or not, some of these pennies are valued at a staggering $108 million. Yes, you heard that right, $108 million. In this video, we're going to explore everything you need to know about the 1977 D. Lincoln penny. We'll cover its history, what makes it so valuable, how to tell if you're holding a rare gem, and why collectors are willing to pay big bucks for it. Stick with us to the end, and you might just walk away knowing you're a millionaire in the making. Let's start by taking a look at the history of the Lincoln penny, one of the most iconic coins ever produced by the United States Mint. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin became a revolutionary design by being the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Initially, the penny featured the wheat reverse, which depicted two wheat stalks on the back. This design was used until 1958, and in 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln Memorial Reverse was introduced. This reverse design stayed on the penny until 2008, showcasing the iconic structure where Lincoln sits in Washington, D.C. The 1977 Lincoln penny is part of that long legacy. But what about the 1977 D specifically? Why is it so special? Let's get into the nitty-gritty details. The 1977 D. Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small D mint mark just below the year on the obverse side of the coin. The Denver Mint is one of the most prominent mints in the U.S., responsible for producing millions of pennies each year. Like other Lincoln pennies, the 1977 D features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. Above Lincoln's head, we see the motto "In God We Trust" to his left, the word liberty, and beneath his bust, the year 1977. The reverse side of the coin shows the iconic Lincoln Memorial, with the inscriptions United States of America e pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, and the denomination, 1 cent. While this penny may look like millions of others, there are several factors that make certain 1977 D pennies incredibly valuable. Let's dig into what makes some of these coins worth big money. Now you are probably asking, how can a 1 cent coin from 1977 be worth a mind-blowing $108 million? That's a valid question. And it all comes down to a combination of factors that drive the value of rare coins. So what makes a 1977 D. Lincoln penny worth millions? Let's break it down. 1. Condition. The power of mint state condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state 70 ms, 70 being the highest possible grade, indicating that the coin is in perfect, uncirculated condition. These coins are incredibly rare, as even the slightest scratch or blemish can lower the grade. Most 1977 D pennies that have been in circulation are likely to show signs of wear and tear. But if you have one in mint state 67 or higher, it could be worth thousands. And if you manage to find a mint state 70 1977 D penny, you're looking at an incredibly rare coin which could push the value into the millions. Point 2. Mint errors. The key to big money. Another factor that can significantly increase the value of a 1977 D penny is the presence of a mint error. Error coins are those that were struck improperly during the minting process, resulting in unique features that make the coin one of a kind. These errors can include off-center strikes, doubled dies, and planchet errors. For example, a double die occurs when a coin is struck more than once, creating a doubling effect on the design. Such errors are highly sought after by collectors because they are extremely rare and visually striking. If you find a 1977 D. Lincoln penny with a mint error, its value could skyrocket. Point 3. Rarity. How rare are high-grade 1977 D pennies? While millions of 1977 D pennies were minted, finding one in pristine condition is rare. Most pennies from 1977 have been in circulation for decades, meaning they've been exposed to wear and damage. High-grade, uncirculated examples are few and far between, making them highly desirable among collectors. Additionally, if a 1977 D penny was part of a special minting run or has unique characteristics that set it apart from the millions of other pennies produced, its value could increase dramatically. Rare coins like this are often the target of intense bidding wars at auctions, driving up their price point. 4. Market demand. What are collectors willing to pay? Ultimately, the value of a coin is determined by what someone is willing to pay for it. The demand for rare Lincoln pennies, particularly from specific years like 1977, has been steadily growing. Serious collectors are always on the lookout for high-grade examples or rare era coins to add to their collections. When demand is high and the supply is low, the value of the coin increases. In recent years, we've seen rare pennies sell for jaw-dropping amounts. Could a 1977 D Lincoln penny be worth $108 million? In the right condition with the right rarity and demand, anything is possible. Now let's address the big question: could a 1977 D Lincoln penny really sell for $108 million? While it's extremely unlikely that a standard penny would ever reach that value, rare examples with unique characteristics could sell for millions. There are documented cases of rare pennies like the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent selling for over $1 million. In the world of coin collecting, prices can skyrocket based on a coin's rarity condition and the demand among collectors. Could there be a perfect mint state 1977 D penny out there, or one with a dramatic mint error that would send collectors into a bidding frenzy? If so, the value could easily climb into the millions. So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1977 D Lincoln penny? The first step is to get your coin professionally graded. Grading services like PCGS or NGC will carefully inspect your penny and give it an official grade, which is crucial for determining its value. Graded coins are also encapsulated in protective cases to preserve their. My dear fellow coin collectors and curious viewers, what if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 1979 D Lincoln penny, that 1-cent coin that's probably lying around in a drawer or jar at home, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1,115 million? It may sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, extraordinary values can arise from the most unexpected places. Today we're going to dive deep into the fascinating story behind the 1979 D Lincoln penny. We'll explore its history, design, and what could potentially make a coin like this worth such a staggering amount of money. Stick with us to the end because you might have a treasure hiding in plain sight. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the 1979 D penny itself, let's first take a look at the broader context of the Lincoln penny's history. Introduced in 1909, the Lincoln penny was a revolutionary coin in U.S. history. It was the first American coin to feature the image of a real historical person, none other than President Abraham Lincoln. This decision marked a turning point in U.S. coin design. For 50 years, from 1909 to 1958, the reverse of the penny displayed a pair of wheat ears symbolizing growth and prosperity, earning it the nickname Wheat Penny. In 1959, the Lincoln Memorial design replaced the wheat reverse, commemorating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design, which was in use for the next half-century, has become one of the most iconic symbols in U.S. coinage, and it's the very design that's featured on our 1979 D Lincoln penny. So how does a penny from 1979 become the stuff of legends? Let's break down what makes it so special. Let's now talk about the design and specifics of the 1979 D Lincoln penny. This coin was minted in Denver as indicated by the small D mint mark just beneath the year on the obverse front of the coin. The Denver Mint is one of the primary facilities in the U.S. that produces coins for circulation. The obverse of the penny features President Abraham Lincoln's profile, a design that has remained largely unchanged since the coin's introduction in 1909. Above Lincoln's head, the familiar phrase "In God We Trust" reminds us of the nation's founding principles. To the left of Lincoln's portrait, you'll see the word Liberty, and the date 1979 is positioned just below the bust. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall, honoring the president who abolished slavery and preserved the Union during the Civil War. Above the memorial, the inscription United States of America is prominent, with E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many one, appearing above the columns of the memorial. Beneath the memorial, the coin's value, 1 cent, is stamped for all to see. While millions of these pennies were produced, not all of them are equal. Some 1979 D Lincoln pennies hold significant value for collectors today, and we're going to explore why next. So what makes some 1979 D Lincoln pennies worth more than a penny? Better yet, how could one be worth a staggering $1,115 million? Let's break it down into a few key factors. 1. Condition. The role of mint state. The condition of any coin plays a major role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state 70 ms 70 being the highest possible grade, indicating a coin with no visible imperfections under magnification. Achieving such a perfect grade is extremely rare for coins that have been in circulation. If you happen to have a 1979 D penny that has never been touched or shows no signs of wear, it could be worth far more than face value. High-grade coins in MS 65 or above can fetch significant amounts at auctions. The better the condition, the higher the demand from collectors. And in rare cases, MS 70 pennies from this year could reach astronomical values. Point 2. Mint errors. A collector's dream. One of the biggest factors that can increase a coin's value is the presence of a mint error. Error coins occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. Some examples of valuable mint errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and planchet errors. If a 1979 D penny features a rare and dramatic error, its value can skyrocket. Imagine finding a penny that was struck twice or one that has a unique misprint. These error coins are rare, and their rarity drives up their market value. A significant error on a 1979 D penny could make it worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. Point 3. Rarity, a key ingredient for value. While millions of 1979 D pennies were produced, only a tiny fraction remain in high-grade condition today. Most pennies from this year were heavily circulated, leading to scratches, nicks, and other signs of wear. Finding a high-grade mint state 1979 D penny is extremely rare, which makes these coins highly sought after. The rarer the coin, the higher its value. Combine this rarity with the growing demand for coins from the late 20th century, and you've got a recipe for a penny that could fetch millions at auction. Point 4. Collector demand. How far are people willing to go? Finally, the value of any coin is ultimately determined by how much people are willing to pay for it. The rare coin market has seen some mind-blowing sales in recent years, with collectors paying millions for coins with unique features or historical significance. The more collectors want a specific coin, the more its value can rise. In the case of the 1979 D Lincoln penny, the potential for a high-grade or error coin could drive collectors into bidding wars at auctions. Could this competition push the price of a single penny to $1,115 million? In the right circumstances, anything is possible. Now, let's tackle the big question: could a 1979 D Lincoln penny actually be worth $1,115 million? While this number might seem incredibly high, it's important to remember that in the world of rare coins, anything is possible. We've seen pennies sell for over $1 million before, especially when they're in mint state condition or feature rare mint errors. It's also worth noting that some coins' values can soar to astronomical heights due to historical significance, scarcity, or collector demand. While it's highly unlikely that any single 1979 D penny would reach the $1,115 million mark under normal circumstances, a combination of rare factors like a dramatic mint error and perfect condition could lead to a truly extraordinary auction result. My dear coin collectors and treasure hunters, can you imagine turning a simple 1-cent coin into a fortune? What if I told you that a 1986 Lincoln penny, something you might have in your pocket or coin jar right now, could potentially be worth $117 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But in the world of rare coins, the unexpected happens more often than you'd think. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1986 Lincoln penny to explore its history, its value, and what makes some of these coins worth such enormous sums of money. So stick around, and who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Before we get into the specifics of the 1986 Lincoln penny, let's take a moment to appreciate the broader history of the Lincoln cent, one of the most iconic coins in American numismatics. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real, historical figure. The coin's design has evolved over time, but it has always featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse, or the head side. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse, or tail side, displayed a pair of wheat ears, leading to the nickname Wheat Penny. Then, in 1959, the Lincoln Memorial design was introduced to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and this design stayed in use until 2008. The 1986 penny we're talking about today features the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and the enduring portrait of Lincoln on the obverse. But what makes some of these pennies worth so much money? Let's find out. Now, let's zoom in on the 1986 Lincoln penny itself. As with all pennies from this era, the obverse side of the coin features a bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can be seen on the coin if you look closely enough. Above Lincoln's head is the motto "In God We Trust," a tradition in U.S. coinage. To Lincoln's left you'll see the word Liberty, and right below Lincoln's chin is the year 1986. The reverse of the coin shows the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo. This design is iconic in its own right, symbolizing the nation's reverence for Lincoln and his role in preserving the Union. Above the memorial, you'll find the words United States of America, and just below that, the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. Beneath the memorial is the coin's denomination, 1 cent. If your penny has a small d below the date, that means it was minted in Denver, which is the source of millions of these coins. But as common as these pennies are, some stand out due to condition, rarity, and even mint errors. So how could a 1986 Lincoln penny possibly be worth $117 million? Let's break it down into a few key factors. 1. Condition. The importance of mint state. The most important factor when evaluating the value of any coin is its condition or grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state 70 ms, 70 being the perfect, flawless condition. While most pennies from 1986 have been circulated and show signs of wear, a coin that is uncirculated and remains in near perfect condition can fetch a high price. A 1986 penny in mint state 65 or higher can be worth significantly more than face value, and rare examples in perfect MS 70 condition could command astronomical sums at auction. Point 2. Mint errors. The collector's goldmine. Another factor that can dramatically increase a penny's value is the presence of a mint error. These errors can occur during the production process, and they make coins unique and highly collectible. For example, if a 1986 Lincoln penny was struck off center, double struck, or has a planchet error, it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. Collectors pay huge premiums for these unique, one-of-a-kind coins, making mint errors incredibly valuable. Point 3. Rarity. Scarcity drives value. While billions of pennies were minted in 1986, not all of them have survived in high-grade condition. Most have been worn down by years of circulation. Only a small percentage remain in top condition, and even fewer may feature mint errors or other unique traits. The rarer the coin, the more collectors are willing to pay for it. Point 4. Collector demand. The driving force behind coin value. The value of any coin ultimately depends on how much collectors are willing to pay for it. As more and more people become interested in numismatics, the demand for rare high-grade coins continues to rise. If a particular coin, like a 1986 Lincoln penny with an error or in pristine condition, captures the attention of the collecting community, its value can skyrocket. In some cases, fierce bidding wars at auctions can push prices into the millions. Now let's address the big question on everyone's mind: could a 1986 Lincoln penny really be worth $117 million? While it might seem impossible at first glance, there are several factors that could drive a penny's value to such heights. For example, consider some of the record-breaking sales in the world of rare coins. In 2010, a 1794 flowing hair silver dollar sold for over $10 million, making it the most expensive coin ever sold at the time. In 2013, a 1793 chain cent sold for $2.35 million. So, when a coin is rare enough, historically significant, or in perfect condition, its value can reach unbelievable levels. If a 1986 Lincoln penny were to possess a significant mint error and be in mint state 70 condition, a combination of rarity, demand, and sheer uniqueness, there's potential for a coin like this to reach the $1 million mark at auction. And in the right circumstances, with enough competition, that value could climb even higher. So you might be wondering, could my 1986 penny be the one worth $117 million? The good news is, it's easy to check if your penny is potentially valuable. Here's a quick guide. 1. Check the condition. Start by inspecting the overall condition of your penny. If it looks like it's in excellent condition with minimal signs of wear, you might be holding a higher grade coin. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial, and avoid any scratches or nicks. Point 2. Look for mint errors. Next, closely examine your penny for any mint errors. Common errors to look for include off-center strikes, double strikes, or die cracks. You can. What's up, dear coin collectors and history buffs? Imagine holding a penny in your hand, just 1 cent, and realizing that it could be worth a jaw-dropping $103 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, in today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1989 D. Lincoln penny, one of the most intriguing and potentially valuable coins ever minted in the United States. From its rich history, stunning details, and the reasons why some of these coins are fetching astronomical sums in the market today. This is a story you don't want to miss. So stick around as we uncover what makes this simple penny worth big money, and why collectors are going crazy over it. Understand why the 1989 D Lincoln penny could be worth millions. We need to take a look at the long and fascinating history of the Lincoln penny itself. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this was the first U.S. coin to feature the likeness of a real historical figure, marking a dramatic departure from earlier designs of Lady Liberty. For decades, the Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency. The original design, known as the wheat penny, featured 2 wheat stalks on the reverse side. In 1959, the reverse was changed to showcase the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing Lincoln's lasting legacy in American history. By the time we reached 1989, the Lincoln penny had already been in circulation for 80 years, and it had become one of the most recognized coins in the world. But what makes 1989 such a significant year? And more specifically, why is the 1989 D penny minted in Denver so special? Let's dive into that next. Let's talk about the 1989 D Lincoln penny itself. What sets this penny apart from millions of others minted throughout U.S. history? Well, for starters, this penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small D mint mark just below the date. Denver has been producing U.S. coins since 1906, and their pennies are known for high-quality strikes. On the obverse front side of the coin, we have the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. Above Lincoln's head is the phrase "In God We Trust," with the word liberty to his left, and the year 1989 right below. The design may seem simple, but it has remained iconic and unchanged for over a century, a testament to Lincoln's enduring legacy. On the reverse back side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in use since 1959. The phrase "E pluribus unum," meaning out of many, one, is inscribed above the memorial, symbolizing the unity of the United States. But here's where things get interesting. While the design of the 1989 D penny is standard, certain coins from this year and mint have become extremely valuable due to a few key factors, including their condition, rarity, and sometimes even minting errors that make them unique. Now let's get to the exciting part. How in the world could a penny from 1989 be worth a whopping $103 million? It sounds crazy, but in the world of rare coins, anything is possible. The value of a 1989 D Lincoln penny can be influenced by several critical factors. 1. Condition. The importance of mint state MS coins. Condition is everything when it comes to coin collecting. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state 70 MS, 70 being the highest grade a coin can achieve. This means the coin is in perfect, uncirculated condition, with no signs of wear, scratches, or imperfections. Pennies in this condition are rare, especially for coins that have been in circulation for over 30 years. While most 1989 D pennies are worth only a few cents, a mint state 67 or higher penny could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you were lucky enough to find a mint state 70 1989 D penny, its rarity could drive the value into the millions. This is where collectors start to pay big money, especially when a penny is in top-notch condition. Point 2. Rarity. What makes the 1989 D penny special? Another factor that contributes to the high value of certain 1989 D pennies is rarity. This can be due to the coin being a high-grade specimen, meaning it was never in circulation or handled, making it nearly flawless. Additionally, mint errors can add significant value. Error coins are coins that were struck improperly at the mint, leading to unique and sometimes dramatic design flaws. Examples include doubled dies where part of the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, or off-center strikes where the design is misaligned. These errors make the coins incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for these one-of-a-kind pieces. Point 3. Market demand. The key to skyrocketing values. Finally, the value of any coin is ultimately driven by market demand. The Lincoln penny is one of the most collected coins in the world, and serious collectors are always on the lookout for rare, high-grade examples to complete their collections. When there's a demand for a specific year or mint mark, the value of that coin can skyrocket. In recent years, we've seen rare pennies, especially high-grade or error coins, selling for millions of dollars at auction. The 1989 D penny is no exception. With a combination of rarity, condition, and strong market demand, certain 1989 D pennies have become incredibly valuable. Could a 1989 D Lincoln penny actually be worth $103 million? Well, while it's unlikely that a standard penny would ever reach that level of value, rare high-grade examples or error coins could still fetch millions. Pennies like the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent or the 1969 double-die penny have sold for hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, millions of dollars at auction. In the right circumstances, like finding a mint state 1989 D penny or a one-of-a-kind mint error, it's not out of the realm of possibility that a penny could sell for astronomical amounts. The real value comes from rarity, condition, and market demand, and in the world of coin collecting, anything can happen. So what should you do if you think you've found a rare or valuable 1989 D Lincoln penny? The first step is to get your coin professionally graded. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can provide an official grade for your coin, which is essential if you want to sell it at auction or to a collector. My dears coin enthusiasts and collectors, what if I told you that a common-looking penny from 1997 could be worth a mind-blowing $111 million? Sounds too good to be true, right? But in the world of rare coins, anything is possible, and today we're going to dive deep into the 1997 D Lincoln penny, one of the most fascinating pennies to date. In this video we'll break down everything you need to know about this 1-cent coin, from its history and design to why some of these coins could be worth astronomical sums. Stick with us until the end and you'll not only learn what makes this coin so valuable, but how you can check if you're holding a potential jackpot in your collection. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American coinage for more than 100 years. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The penny became an iconic representation of Lincoln's legacy and is still produced to this day. The 1997 D Lincoln penny belongs to a long line of pennies that featured the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which replaced the original wheat ears in 1959. The Lincoln Memorial reverse was used on pennies from 1959 to 2008. And it became just as iconic as the wheat design that preceded it. But while millions of these coins were minted, certain coins from certain years have become incredibly valuable. Could your 1997 D penny be one of them? Let's dive into what makes this year so interesting. First, let's talk about the design and minting details of the 1997 D Lincoln penny. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark just below the year on the obverse side. The Denver Mint is known for producing millions of pennies each year, but not all of them are created equal. The obverse front of the penny, like all Lincoln pennies, features Abraham Lincoln's profile with the inscription "In God We Trust" above his head. To Lincoln's left, you'll see the word Liberty, and just below the bust, the year 1997 is clearly visible, along with that all-important D mint mark. The reverse back side of the coin shows the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Above the memorial, you'll find the inscription "United States of America," while beneath the memorial the coin's value, 1 cent, is boldly displayed. The phrase "E pluribus unum," which means "out of many one," is also inscribed above the memorial. But even though this penny might look like millions of others, there are key factors that can turn a 1997 D Lincoln penny into a multi-million-dollar coin. Let's dive deeper into those factors. So, what is it that makes certain 1997 D Lincoln pennies worth jaw-dropping amounts of money? There are a few key factors that influence the value of any coin, and the 1997 D Lincoln penny is no exception. Here are the main reasons why some of these pennies are valued at $111 million or more. 1. Condition. The importance of mint state. The condition of a coin is one of the biggest factors in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state 70 ms, 70 being the highest possible grade, indicating a perfect, uncirculated coin. These coins are rare because most pennies, especially ones from circulation, show signs of wear and tear. Even the smallest scratch or blemish can lower a coin's grade significantly. If you have a 1997 D penny in pristine condition, with little to no signs of wear, it could be worth a significant amount of money. Finding a mint state 67 or higher penny from this year is rare, and if you happen to come across one that's graded MS 70, you're looking at a potentially million-dollar coin. 2. Mint errors. The treasure hunt for error coins. Another factor that can dramatically increase the value of a 1997 D Lincoln penny is the presence of a mint error. Error coins occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, and they're highly sought after by collectors. These errors can include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and planchet errors. One of the most famous and valuable types of mint errors is the double die, where the coin appears to have been struck twice, resulting in a doubling of certain design elements. This kind of error is extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for pennies that feature it. If you find a 1997 D penny with a significant error, it could be worth far more than you'd ever imagine. 3. Rarity. How many high-grade pennies exist? While millions of 1997 D Lincoln pennies were minted, only a tiny fraction of those coins remain in high-grade condition. Most pennies from this era have been in circulation for decades, accumulating scratches, nicks, and general wear. This makes uncirculated high-grade pennies from 1997 exceptionally rare. Rarity plays a huge role in driving up the value of a coin. When collectors are competing to add a rare high-grade 1997 D penny to their collection, the price can skyrocket. Combine that with demand from era coin hunters, and you've got the recipe for a penny that could sell for millions. 4. Collector demand. How much are people willing to pay? Ultimately, the value of any coin is determined by what people are willing to pay for it. Over the years, we've seen rare pennies sell for astronomical prices at auction, and the 1997 D Lincoln penny is no exception. As more collectors become interested in pennies from the 1990s, the demand for rare, high-quality examples continues to grow. And when demand outpaces supply, the value increases. In recent years, collectors have paid top dollar for rare pennies, with some coins selling for millions. Could a 1997 D penny with the right combination of condition, rarity, and errors reach the $111 million mark? In the world of rare coins, anything is possible. Let's address the elephant in the room. Could a 1997 D Lincoln penny really be worth $111 million? While it's highly unlikely that a standard penny would ever reach that value, coins with mint errors, unique characteristics, or those in perfect condition could be worth a fortune. The world of coin collecting has seen some wild price tags over the years. Just think of the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent, which sold for over $1 million. If the right combination of rarity, condition, and demand comes together, a 1997 D penny could certainly fetch millions at auction. Whether or not it could reach the $111 million mark is up for debate, but as we've seen, anything is possible in the rare coin market. My dear coin enthusiasts and treasure seekers, today we are diving into the fascinating world of the 1940 Lincoln penny. You might think of this coin as just a 1-cent piece, but hold on to your hats. This ordinary coin could potentially hold extraordinary value, up to $100 million. That's right, we're not joking. In this video, we'll explore the history, design, and value of the 1940 Lincoln penny. We'll uncover why some of these coins are worth so much, and how you can determine if you have a rare gem in your collection. So stick around, you won't want to miss this. To understand the value of the 1940 Lincoln penny, we first need to take a look at the historical context. The year 1940 was a significant time in American history. The nation was navigating the challenges of World War II, which began affecting the economy and coin production. In response to wartime needs, the U.S. Mint made some adjustments to coin production. While most of the coins minted during this period were of standard composition, the demand for metals was high, which would eventually influence coin designs and materials in the coming years. The Lincoln penny, however, remained relatively unchanged in its design during this time. Introduced in 1909, the Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Its original design featured a wheat stalk on the reverse, which lasted until 1958. In 1940, the reverse of the penny showcased the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959, but let's focus on the early penny designs since they hold a lot of historical significance and value. Now let's take a closer look at the 1940 Lincoln penny. The coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's portrait is a symbol of unity and resilience for the American people. The obverse shows the inscription "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head, with the word liberty to his left and the year 1940 to his right. Below Lincoln's chin, you will find Brenner's initials, V.D.B, signifying the designer. On the reverse, you'll notice the wheat stalks, which give this penny its nickname, the wheat penny. The reverse features the words United States of America at the top, along with the phrase E pluribus unum below, and the denomination 1 cent at the bottom. The 1940 penny was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with the Denver mint mark indicated by a small d below the date. The minting process during this time resulted in billions of pennies being produced, yet some of these coins are extraordinarily rare, which plays a significant role in their valuation. Now let's talk money specifically, the value of the 1940 Lincoln penny. At first glance, you might think these pennies are just worth a cent, but that's far from the truth. The value of a coin depends heavily on its condition, rarity, and market demand. 1. Condition matters. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A penny in mint state 70 would be flawless, while a coin in good for condition would show signs of heavy wear. A 1940 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition can fetch hundreds of dollars, especially if it has no scratches or blemishes. Point 2. Rarity and mint errors. While the 1940 penny is relatively common, specific errors in higher grades can elevate the values significantly. For instance, the 1940D penny has a lower mintage than its Philadelphia counterpart, making it more sought after among collectors. Some errors, like off-center strikes or double dies, can also turn a simple penny into a rare collectible. Point 3. Market demand. The demand for Lincoln pennies has only grown over the years as more collectors and investors turn their attention to numismatics. The rarity of high-grade coins drives competition in the market, often leading to record-breaking auction prices. While many 1940 Lincoln pennies are valued at just a few cents, unique specimens can go for thousands, or in some cases, potentially even higher amounts, such as $100 million under the right circumstances. Let's take a look at some notable examples of 1940 Lincoln pennies that have made headlines due to their astronomical values. Point 1. The 1940D Lincoln penny in MS66. One of the highest recorded sales of a 1940D Lincoln penny was in 2019 when a specimen graded at MS66 sold for around $40,000. This particular coin featured stunning luster and no signs of wear, making it a desirable piece for collectors. Point 2. Error coins. Error coins can command extraordinary prices. If a 1940 penny has a major mint error, such as a double die, it could be worth hundreds of thousands or more, depending on the error's significance and the coin's condition. An example might be a 1940D double die, which could easily surpass $100,000 at auction. Point 3. Market record. There are claims and speculation within the collector community about certain coins potentially being valued at $100 million. While this may sound outlandish, it's worth noting that rare coins with significant historical context or unique errors could capture the attention of high-profile collectors, resulting in bids that seem inconceivable. Now that you know about the potential value of the 1940 Lincoln penny, let's talk about how to identify and value your own pennies. Here's a simple guide to follow. 1. Inspect the coin's condition. Start by examining the surface of your penny. Look for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. Use a magnifying glass to get a closer look. If the details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks are clear, you might have a higher grade coin. Point 2. Check for mint marks. Look for a mint mark under the year on the obverse side of the penny. If it has AD, it was minted in Denver, which can add value due to lower production numbers. Point 3. Look for errors. Check for any errors on the coin, such as an off-center strike, doubling, or other unique features. These errors can significantly increase the coin's value. Research common errors for the 1940 penny to see if your coin matches any descriptions. Point 4. Get a professional grading. If you believe you have a valuable coin, consider sending it to a professional grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). These organizations can provide an official grade and potentially increase the coin's market value. Point 5. Follow the market trends. Keep an eye on current market trends and auction prices for 1940 Lincoln pennies. Websites, forums, and numismatic publications can provide insight into the values of similar coins. My dear coin collectors and treasure hunters, today, we're embarking on an incredible journey through history to explore the 1941 Lincoln penny, a seemingly ordinary coin that could be worth an astounding $114 million. That's right, you heard me correctly. In this video, we'll delve into the fascinating history of the 1941 Lincoln penny, its design features, how it got its value, and why it holds such significance in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, you'll want to stick around for this exciting episode. First, let's set the stage with a little history. The year 1941 was pivotal in American history. The United States was on the brink of entering World War II, which would bring about significant changes in many aspects of life, including the production of coins. During this time, the U.S. Mint faced challenges in sourcing metals, leading to adjustments in coin designs and materials. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, was originally made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. By 1941, the Mint continued to produce the wheat penny, which featured wheat stalks on the reverse side, a design that would persist until 1958. The 1941 penny was minted in San Francisco and carries with it the legacy of Lincoln's impact on the nation. As collectors look for rare pieces from this era, the 1941 holds a special place due to its unique production and historical significance. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1941 Lincoln penny. The obverse features the renowned portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. This image has become iconic in American numismatics, representing the ideals of freedom and unity. The front of the coin displays the phrase "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head, with liberty to the left and the year 1941 to the right. Notably, the S mint mark is positioned just below the year, indicating that this coin was produced at the San Francisco Mint. On the reverse side, we see the wheat stalks, which give the coin its nickname as a wheat penny. The reverse inscription reads United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum beneath the wheat stalks, and 1 cent at the bottom. The coin is made primarily of copper, which adds to its weight and feel, and was minted in large quantities, over 71 million pieces in 1941 alone. Yet despite the high mintage, certain conditions and features can make the 1941 S penny incredibly valuable. Now let's dive into the valuation of the 1941 S Lincoln penny. You might be surprised to learn that while many of these pennies are valued at just 1 cent, certain rare specimens can fetch astonishing prices. 1. Grading the condition. The condition of a coin significantly impacts its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. A 1941 S penny in uncirculated condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if it shows minimal wear and excellent luster. 2. Rarity and mint errors. The value can also be driven by rarity. Although over 71 million 1941 S pennies were minted, finding those in high grades is increasingly difficult. Special mint errors, such as double strikes or off-center strikes, can also add substantial value. A 1941 S penny with a notable error could potentially sell for tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the specifics of the error. 3. Market demand. The demand for Lincoln pennies, particularly from the early years of minting, has been rising. Collectors and investors are actively searching for rare coins, and the 1941 S is no exception. It's not uncommon to see auctions for this coin reaching impressive figures, with some estimates suggesting values around $114 million under the right circumstances. Let's take a moment to explore some notable examples of 1941 S Lincoln pennies that have captured the attention of collectors and investors. 1. The MS-66 1941 S Lincoln penny. In recent years, a specimen graded at MS-66 was sold at auction for over $40,000. This penny showcased a brilliant luster and was nearly flawless, making it an exceptional piece for any serious collector. 2. Rare mint errors. Another 1941 S penny with a double die obverse was sold for approximately $100,000. This error occurred during the minting process and made this particular coin a prized possession among error coin collectors. 3. Market records. While claims of $114 million sales for certain coins might seem exaggerated, rare error specimens and high-grade coins can draw significant bids from passionate collectors. Some even speculate that certain pristine 1941 S pennies could fetch such astonishing prices if they hit the auction block. Now that you're aware of the potential value of the 1941 S Lincoln penny, let's discuss how to identify and assess your own pennies. Here's a straightforward guide to help you. 1. Inspect the coin's condition. Start by examining the surface for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. Use a magnifying glass to scrutinize the details closely. Look for clarity in the details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks on the reverse. 2. Check for mint marks. Look for the S mint mark beneath the year. This indicates the coin was minted in San Francisco, which adds to its rarity compared to those minted in Philadelphia or Denver. 3. Look for errors. Search for mint errors such as doubling or misaligned designs. These characteristics can significantly enhance the coin's value. Research known errors for the 1941 penny to determine if your coin matches any of them. 4. Get professional grading. If you believe your coin is valuable, consider sending it to a professional grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). They can provide an official grade and certification, which can increase the coin's market value. 5. Stay updated on market trends. Keep an eye on the current market trends and auction prices for 1941 S Lincoln pennies. Collectors can benefit from websites, forums, and numismatic publications that provide valuable insights into the latest values. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1941 S Lincoln penny, there are several avenues to consider. 1. Local coin shops. Many local coin shops buy and sell coins. Visiting these shops allows you to speak directly with knowledgeable dealers who can help you assess your penny's value. 2. Coin shows. Coin shows are excellent venues for buying, selling, and trading coins.